What is up, my bromies? That's bro and homies. I invented that. Look it up on Twitter. I promise you. Hit my Twitter account. Bromies. I invented that. Welcome back to Rob's Arcade. I am your host, Rob French, aka Red 5 French here in the PlayStation realm. Coming back with some more Spider-Man Miles Morales. Hit you guys with a little bit of action yesterday. For a new title, new Game Friday, which was really cool because not all of my new Game Fridays are actually new games, but in this case it was. And I'm gonna come back with a little bit more gameplay for this amazing, spectacular, sensational Spider-Man game. I'm gonna wrap with you guys just for a few minutes here and just kind of talk real fast before I get into some more gameplay. Just to kind of give you a background with my experience with Spider-Man in video games. I'm 40, been playing video games and collecting comics for like 30 years now at least. Probably video games a little bit more. I probably started playing games when I was like 8 or 9. Been playing Spider-Man games, oh gosh, just at the very beginning with like, I don't know if I played the Atari, but I know I had them on Nintendo. The Sega Genesis Spider-Man was one of my favorites. The Dreamcast Spider-Man game was absolutely amazing. All the titles on GameCube. Played the first Spider-Man movie game on PlayStation 2, I think it was back in the day. I've never played a Spider-Man game that I have not liked. And this is a follow-up to the last Spider-Man game on PlayStation, which was absolutely phenomenal. I'm still kind of kicking through some of the bonus content on that title, and this is a follow-up to that, and it also looks like a follow-up. Well, you can see like his fingerprints. Look at that. You can see his fingerprints in the headset there. That's amazing. That's a lot of detail. But this is also, it's a follow-up to the game, but it also looks like it's a sort of follow-up to the Spider-Verse film. Or if not a follow-up, it takes a lot of nods and notes from that. In the back there, we see the Roxxon poster, and Roxxon is a little Easter egg there from the actual Marvel Comics. Look at that. You can see their fingerprint. This is so crazy. Started collecting comics when I was about 9, 10, something like that, with horror comics, Creepshow, and Tales from the Crypt, all that kind of stuff. And then through Wolverine and Punisher, I found my way into Marvel Comics. And then characters like Ghost Rider and Spider-Man and the X-Men were right behind. And ever since, I have been reading comic books and playing video games, and this is a great follow-up, like I said, to the last game, but it also kind of stands alone on its own. A lot of the fighting and combat is very similar, but they switch it up enough to make it feel very fresh and like you're not just still playing the first Spider-Man game, which is tricky. You know, it's almost like writing comics. You want to keep the story fresh. You want the old readers,
Finn? Hey.
To
Fixed your doorbell.
continue reading and
so good to see you.
keep interested in the
How
story,
are you? It's
but
been like months.
you want new
A lot's
readers to be
changed.
introduced
Yeah.
as well. So it's kind of a tricky
Really
thing to
has.
kind of, you know, do a
Is that our
follow-up on a
guest of
game
honor?
and keep it fresh
Come
at
on
the
in,
same
you
time.
two. Dinner's almost ready.
Now, I wasn't very familiar with Miles Morales
so
as a
glad
comic
you
book
could
character
make it.
until the
Thanks
actual
for inviting me,
Spider-Verse
Miss
film
Morales.
came out. I
We
do have the
missed
Ultimate
you.
Spider-Man
Well,
number
this
1
especially.
that features, I think it's like his
hi.
second appearance
Finn,
in the Marvel Universe,
this is
which I
Ken,
thought it was his
my friend
first.
from Brooklyn Visions Academy.
But
Yankee,
apparently,
this is Finn,
Miles Morales got
my
his
best friend.
first appearance in something
My
called
other best
Ultimate
friend.
Fallout, I think.
Oh yeah, you guys won the
And,
middle
number
school science fair
4.
at County, right? You made a
Ultimate
Energy
Fallout
converter?
number 4, yeah, and Peter Parker's death. I guess he fills in.
The
Which I'm
wiring
glad
this
in this
building is
story
such a
they
mess.
didn't
check the
kill
circuit
off
breaker.
Peter Parker.
Gracias.
So, Christmas by candlelight?
I promise I didn't break it
They
when
just
I fixed your
they
doorbell.
just sent Peter Parker conveniently out of town for the weekend, right?
Kind of
Like,
impressive if you managed to knock out power to the whole building.
let's make sure there's nothing else here to interact with. Sometimes you can find other things to kind of interact with around. It doesn't look like it. Let me check in here. Alright, just making sure. Just gotta check everything out.
You gonna hold out with no heat? Not that long. Miles, did you check the breaker?
I'm on it.
Oh, is this gonna be like a science thingy
Looks
here?
like the whole block's out.
Uh-oh.
Let me check if I can see anything from the fire escape.
Okay, honey. But be safe.
It sounds like a segue to action. Before I do this, because I got a feeling something, some cool action is about to happen. But after watching the film Spider-Verse, I decided to go back using my Amazon tablet and Kindle and just burned through a ton of issues with, I guess they're called the Spider Army or the Web Warriors. Just trying to catch up and find out more about Miles Morales and his girlfriend Gwen Stacy. And you know, when I first picked up the issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, I felt like it was a great way to get back to the roots of Spider-Man, because, you know, let's face it, Spider-Man is a teenager superhero. That was his whole stick. Back in the 60s when he first debuted, you know, he was a teenage superhero, which...
People on the roof. Can't go up there.
Yeah, got the whole block.
Let's go down, maybe?
I don't know. Roxxon's customer service is crap. They kept me on hold 2 hours one time.
Maybe I can go around this
We're
way.
gonna need a lot of blankets if the power doesn't come back.
There we go. Yeah, his
I
whole
hope no one can see me up here.
his whole stick was, you know, being a teenage superhero in a time
Don't
when,
look out the window. Don't look out the window.
Miles is having any luck outside? I hope so.
teenagers were basically like limited to being,
Bioelectricity can take down Rhino. But can it save Christmas dinner?
The heater went out. Silent night.
nice.
It worked.
But yeah, back in the 60s, you know, like superheroes were like, you know, grown men, and the teenagers were limited to basically being like friends who got themselves into trouble, or, you know, they were sidekicks, essentially.
Keep them distracted, Genki.
But then Peter Parker...
Come on, Genki.
Is Miles still outside?
Actually, what about a photo?
Right now?
Yeah, you know, precious moments.
Too awesome.
Gotta capture them.
Shouldn't we wait for Miles?
No, he hates photos. All right, everyone squeeze in. Ready? Great photo, great photo. Oh,
Wait a
hey,
minute. He's going to be in the
Miles.
back of the photo.
Ready?
You guys
before
sit
the
down.
door
I
opened
got
and
this.
closed. Weird.
Smells good.
Yeah, the Spider-Man came out, and, you know, the teenage superhero was born, and it was all of the difficulties of being a teenager and the pressures of being in high school with girls and bullies and homework and living up to, like, your parents or your aunt and uncle's expectations, as well as having superpowers. The MCU has really capitalized on that with, like, 3 reboots of putting this guy back in high school. So the Miles Morales book was a great way of, like, getting back to that idea without putting Peter Parker back in high school himself, which, you know, for me, when I found Peter Parker, he was already like a middle-aged, like,
Finn,
not middle-aged, he was probably
tell
like in
us
his 20s or
everything you've been
30s.
up to.
But he was like a cool
robotics club?
older like teacher that I could
had
like
to quit,
look up to,
but I've been
and not
studying
like, you
biotech on
know,
my
a
own.
superhero that I could be because
Nerd.
he was a teenager.
Says the guy who has to wear an ascot to school.
So I love
Only
the
on
like the
Tuesdays.
20, 30-year-old like
Does your brother Rick
idol
still work for
Peter
Roxxon?
Parker, where like he has teenagers looking up to him.
I don't know how anyone could
College
work there
students
after
came to him
seeing
for
your last
help.
campaign ad.
You
You
know,
went for Simon Krieger's
He's
jugular.
basically
That
mentoring
reminds me.
Miles Morales here.
Genki, you have a certain flair for social media. Could you
But
spread
I
the
also
word
thought
about
when I looked at the
tomorrow's rally?
title,
Yeah.
I was like, God,
We'll
what a
be trending
cheesy
by
thing to do.
midnight.
Like, you guys can't come up with new superheroes. You just got to keep reinventing the same ones. But
Sometimes it feels
after
like
going
Simon
back
Krieger's my
and
real
reading, like I
opponent.
said, a lot of the Miles Morales stuff,
Roxxon has so much influence here, but they don't answer to anyone except their
he
shareholders.
really is his own
Harlem
superhero.
needs someone to
and
fight for the
in a
community.
world where
That's
you know,
Mom's
you would
campaign
think there
speech
is only
voice, in
enough
case
room
you
for
couldn't
one
tell.
Spider-Man. Miles
You
Morales
wanna
has
proofread these
definitely
before I post them?
Yes.
made
do
a,
not
a
hit
spot for
send.
himself in the Marvel universe. And I'm looking very forward to more in the cinematic realm with Miles Morales, as well as
So,
future
what's
gameplay.
going on
He's
with
just
you?
a very fun
What
character.
do you mean?
You seem...
We're not seeing
I
any
don't know.
action right now. It's just a lot of story.
Distracted.
Um,
Wanna
But-
talk about it?
the
Not tonight.
the gameplay is
Christmas.
extremely funky.
Hey, how are you handling the move from Brooklyn?
Almost like
I
break
mean,
dance
It's fine.
fighting in a sense. Is the snow coming in the house? Looks like the snow's coming
You
in the
hate
house.
it.
Nah.
That's your
Did you
I
leave the
hate
window
it, but I'm
open,
too nice
Miles?
to say it voice.
No. It's... I don't know
like
anybody
in front of
here.
the shades and stuff.
I'm always having to ask for directions.
You need to find a good restaurant. A barber shop.
Mijo,
somewhere
you gotta
can
close
shoot
the
hoops.
window.
You'll settle in.
I think all the windows are open.
What if we hang out tomorrow? Just the two of us.
You're not too busy?
It's winter break. I can put off homework for at least another week.
No, like I
Okay.
said, this game
I'll text
features
you.
a lot
It's
of
a
like
date.
cool little Easter eggs. You got
I
the
mean,
Roxxon, which I think
not a date,
Roxxon was
you
supposed
know,
to be
a
like a
friend.
parody of Exxon
Still
back in like
as smooth as the last time I
the
saw
late
you.
80s, early 90s. Exxon was in like a lot of heat, cover-ups, and all kind of crazy stuff, oil spills and what have you. So I feel like that's kind of like Roxxon is their corrupt fuel company, very much like Exxon was ours. Now, G. Jeter is
Miles.
back as the voice of Miles.
You awake?
He's been
No.
playing the voice of Miles Morales
So I
for a
stayed
very,
up last
very, very
night
long
and designed
time.
an app
I
for your new
tweeted
suit.
him
Thing's got
last night.
crazy
He
custom
retweeted
OS.
my
Nothing
tweet,
I've
and I
ever
got a
seen
ton of
before.
hits on
But
it. Probably
I
like
ran
one
it
of
through
the
a
biggest
disassembler
hits
so
I've
I
got
could
on any
reverse
tweet
engineer
in a
the
very
plugin
long time.
architecture and
Thank you very much, Mr. Jeter. Appreciate
you
it.
just fell asleep again, didn't you? Miles!
I'm up.
I'd very much like to see him actually play Miles Morales in a
It's
live
almost
action
done
film.
compiling.
I feel like he deserves that. He's done a great job with the voice acting.
Thank you.
Um,
Ready to try out my app?
Yeah, man.
and I
Let's
feel
do
like
this.
I'm
it'd be
connected
great
to your analytics.
to get his face on the big screen as
Let's
well.
test drive this baby.
All right.
Now, Troy Baker plays Simon Krieger in this game, and Simon Krieger is another like kind of like Easter egg.
How are you not
wow.
puking all the time?
Um,
Lots of practice.
But yeah, Simon Krieger's another character. I think he's been around since like the late '90s. I'm sure I've got some comics, if you know, not with his actual character references to his name within several books. All right. What? Oh wait. Is this my friendly neighborhood Spider-Man app?
Welcome
Swipe
to
left.
Friendly
Oh,
Neighborhood
swipe
1.0.
left.
It lets New Yorkers
I'm not
directly
stupid.
request your help and report crimes in progress.
I like the little
Nice UI.
skater pads
Thanks.
on the elbows and
Look,
the knees there.
someone just made a request. Request came from a guy named Aaron Davis.
Wait, what?
Aaron Davis.
That's my uncle.
Yeah.
Does he know you're Spider-Man?
No. Gotta be a coincidence. I'm headed to the subway stop.
Two new visor mods on top. And now you can see like his swinging is a bit more freestyle as well,
Gotta
and
see
it's
what's going on with the subways in Harlem.
very much like the Miles Morales swinging in
What is
the
going on?
Spider-Verse movie.
Hey there. You needed some help? I'm Spider-Man.
Very awkward,
by the way.
Yeah,
but
I know.
almost
Aaron
kind of
Davis. I think somebody's messing with the sensors. I'm
like a
getting bad data
funky
from the main relay up
break
top of Grand Central.
dance,
On
you
my
know,
way.
Wait.
Yeah?
kind of vibe to it as well. Same thing with his fighting.
Where's
There's
the
a
other
very
Spider-Man?
New York
Oh,
jive.
He's on
like,
vacation. But don't worry, I got this.
kind of reminds me of like Andrew Garfield. You know, Andrew Garfield had a lot of jive and
He definitely didn't
swag.
recognize me. Oh,
and his.
calling through the app? This is Spider-Man.
Hey, forgot to mention. There was a break-in last night right next door at Roxxon Plaza. Group called the Underground. Caught him hanging around my stop this morning.
The Underground. You know anything else about them?
They think of themselves as a young monster. Been around a while, but now they've got a new boss. Tinker.
Tinkerer.
I've heard that name
for the tip.
before.
So, you call Spider-Man often? Like, for help?
Oh, I love that. That little
Didn't really have a way to get in touch
move
till
right
this
there where he
happened.
swings around the lamppost. That's
Saw you on the
something
news
that,
last night
you
taking
know,
down Ryan. Figured you were the right person to call.
Cool.
is very much
Have you,
like from the comics and the
been working
cartoons,
at
the
the
animated
Subway Roll?
series.
Nah.
Look at
took the
that.
job
The
last
backward
year.
swinging, that is
Brother.
just hilarious.
Well, anyway, I was trying to make some changes. Decided this job was a good place to
It's
start.
like so much,
Train going down
you
on
know,
my watch doesn't exactly pay me.
you got a kid who's just like,
Well, when we fix them, you can tell your boss you showed initiative by using the Friendly Neighborhood
trying,
Spider-Man app.
like a lanky kid is just
I'll
trying
do
to
that.
get his footing
sense.
in the halls of high school, and oh my god, it's just so classic. I love it. Hmm. And the city feels like it's got an upgrade too. You know, you got the snow falling everywhere, which kind of gives the city this beautiful silver, like fresh look. And that was another reason I had to grab this game at this point, because you know we're going into the holidays here, and I could not wait,
There's
you
the
know,
sensors.
until after the holidays to play this game. Like, I could ask for Christmas, you know, can I have Spider-Man? But then it's like I'm playing a Christmas game
There are way too many wires on this.
after Christmas. I remember one of my
It's gotta be
favorite
messing with the
games
signal.
growing up was Shenmue, and
Where do these cables go?
let's find out. Shenmue took place during like November and the Christmas season. There was even a Santa Claus at some point in the game, and I just remember like loving playing that game during the holiday season because of all of that.
Gotta get inside that shack.
Oh wait. Gotcha. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. Uh-oh. Here we go. You guys are going to get just a little bit of action before I have to wrap up this video.
Hey, yourself!
Jack Butt.
Signal relays are being jammed by something.
Sure hope there's more of them.
This is crazy tech. Hate to do this, but
Kind of looks like Prowler tech, if you ask me.
Sensors are back online. What did you do?
took care of the guy messing with it. And it looks like they left some of their toys behind. Hey, I'm gonna have to call you back.
It's Mace Windu's lightsaber. Oh.
Whoa. Bet I could use this to make those hollow drones Pete designed.
Cool.
This tech has a pretty unique RF. Wonder if I can track it. Huh. Looks like there's a bunch more of these around this city.
Oh, cool. Okay, there we go. Getting some map stuff opening up like we had in the first Spider-Man. Now, one of the things I'm not seeing is how Spider-Man in the original game was kind of tapped into the police's
Perfect time to try out those new holo drones. Hey, Underground! We gotta start running into each other.
Give me that. It's got a dent in it, see? Just go ahead.
Goodbye, Creator. I proceed to you. Keep on it!
This yours? Give up! You can't beat us!
Come on. There we go. All right, there we go, mate.
Stay fast! Man, these drones were a great idea!
Combat training. Combat sequence complete.
Got something for you!
One more somewhere. Oh, there you go. Can I borrow this real quick? Thanks. I'll get it right back. Oh, I did it. No, missed up. Oh, they can just pull these out of nowhere. That's pretty cool. Alright, that was actually a little sloppy fighting combat
trains
there.
running again.
But like I
check
said, you
in
get the
with our
idea.
witness.
It's very similar to the original
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Hey, Mr. Davis.
With
how
a
are things
few
looking now?
I've got a
added
signal, but no trains
moves.
on the
It's kind of, I
tracks.
feel like,
It must have gone down at the yard.
It was the Underground messing with your sensors.
this is also a good character for a video
Thinking.
game. Because,
Does Roxxon ever use a subway to ship new form?
you know, part of a video game is getting new
the subway
powers
system was
and
designed to carry people, not
new
freight. But this line got some
abilities
updates when Roxxon Plaza went in.
as you play the
So
game
they
to
could
help
be
you throughout the
using it under the
game.
table.
And, you know, part of Miles Morales' story
I'll
is
follow up
that
on it.
as he's, you know,
So,
getting his
you
footing
mentioned
as
your brother.
Spider-Man, he's constantly
You got
finding
other
new powers
family?
that he has
Haven't
from
seen them in a
the
while.
sting,
I had to
the,
make some changes,
the
like taking his
ability
job.
to go
I miss
invisible,
him, especially my nephew. We used to mix beats together.
as well as
Well,
a few others.
maybe now you could see him again. Them, your family.
Oh, so kid.
Yeah, I should go. Fight Underground. Bye.
What's this here? Oh, okay, so you follow this guy here, it looks like. Oh, I found a trash can. That's pretty awesome. Oh. More tech.
This could be useful.
Very cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. You know, as always, I'm going to go ahead and start to wrap this up. As you can see, this is just a beautiful game. A lot of detail, not just on the video game standpoint, but as a comic book fan, I can already tell there's going to be a ton of Easter eggs in this game, much like the last Spider-Man game for the PlayStation. One of them I'm very looking forward to seeing is the Bozeman Way, Chadwick Boseman tribute. He's got his own street named after the late hero. So I'm looking forward to finding that in the game, as well as just a ton of other stuff. I just can't tell you how excited I am, and how happy I am I waited to use my gift card from last January. Whoa! To get this title. Once again, thank you, Bianchi. Appreciate you. And again, guys, thanks for hanging out. Until next time, don't spend your quarter anywhere else. Peace.